Like, anti-blackness, test your weight. Like, what are you talking about? But she didn't say it, she put it in the caption. How does anti-blackness affect you?
Disappointing when your favorite body positive influencers have turned into weight loss influencers overnight, right? I went on Instagram for the first time in a little while and I was like, I'm going to check in with my fat ladies. And it turns out all my fat ladies who were talking about body acceptance are now weight loss influencers, and they're talking about how much they hated themselves and how they had to take their health seriously. And I just think it really puts the like fat acceptance, body neutrality movement, like it sets us back, because it's suggesting that the only reason that people are saying that they're okay with being fat is because they don't have another option, and that as soon as they get the willpower, that they'll acknowledge that actually that was all a lie and they were never okay. So yeah, it's just, and I mean, of course they have the right to lose weight. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the way it's being framed as like they've finally seen the light and acknowledged that people hate fat people and being fat is unhealthy. Like we haven't heard that a million times before. Yeah, so it's just disappointing, because I think there is a way to talk about the fact that you've chosen to lose weight in a body acceptance, body neutral, fat positive way, rather than starting to be fat phobic and a prime example of diet culture.
I'm gonna need to take notes while I'm what? So she first mentions that she's noticed some content creators that were originally body positive, fat acceptance and that type of realm, suddenly starting to lose weight, and it's disappointing. I personally don't know what that's like. I've never actually followed any fat acceptance people. This is actually like the first time I'm getting down this rabbit hole, because I've seen other people talking about it. But why would you be disappointed at someone for losing weight? Now, I do understand what it is like to be inspired by someone that is loud and proud about their bodies and how they look and how they feel, and that can be really motivating to someone. But if somebody decides to change something about themselves and it happens to be their weight, why would that disappoint you? Maybe if anybody is familiar with that concept, you could let me know in the comments. She also mentioned that these people turn into being fat phobic. Now, we know that term gets thrown around a whole lot. And I don't think it's fair. You can lose weight and talk about it in a way that's still fat positive. I don't like being fat, y'all. Highest weight of 242 pounds. I'm not going to tell you my current weight because you got to wait to the weigh-in. I'll tell you my last weight, which was 222 pounds. And I don't like being fat. Is that bad? And this whole concept of like, oh, suddenly they want to say how much they've hated themselves, and they only hated themselves because they were fat. You know, being overweight and being obese is not for everyone, just like maybe being thin or even being underweight is not for everyone. Maybe some people have body dysmorphia. Maybe some people think they're fat and they're not actually fat. And however that works out, I don't know. Oh, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. But if someone is not happy with themselves, okay, and it has to do with their physical appearance, I do think they should change it. Whether that is by means of losing weight or gaining weight. Whether that is by means of cosmetic surgery. I am pro-surgery. I do think some people take it too far, but I am pro-surgery. It doesn't matter. The point is, I'm not understanding the salt about someone wanting to lose weight, whether they're an influencer or not. Like, why does that offend you, or why does that bother you? And this is why I need to take notes, because there were other things that she was saying that I wanted to address, but I don't really want to replay the video. So we're just going to get on to another one that actually might be sort of kind of related to this one, if I recall correct, because I actually haven't watched these since I first saved them all. So let's get into the next one.
Welcome to What I Eat in a Day as a neurodivergent, chronically ill, ex-fat acceptance influencer on Mounjaro in recovery from food addiction, working on changing my lifestyle. I started out my day with one of my favorite Noka strawberry pineapple smoothie pouches. I made a super large electrolyte drink. It was the only one I had in the day. So I used a Zip Fizz, a full one, and a Propel because I think that helps reduce the saltiness of the Zip Fizz. But I really needed the caffeine this morning.
Me too.
So I made my little drinky drink. It was delicious. And then I had this Atkins bar because I think it tastes like a kind of healthy Baby Ruth. I really like it. I have like issue with Atkins, let me be very clear. So anyway, this was like a partial leftover pistachio pack that I had from the other day, and 2 bunless hot dogs with a little bit of ketchup. I'm not low carb, by the way. I know this might kind of look like I'm trying to be low carb. I don't do any kind of restriction. This was just stuff we had in the fridge, and I was focusing on protein, and it sounded good. So this was a quesadilla that was in our freezer that I got from a discount store, and this was a mixture of leftovers from a taco bowl I made the night before. Here are the ingredients that I made on the screen. This is a third of what was the remaining of that mixture I made. And so I wanted to try it with this. I wasn't sure if this would be good or not. As you see, as I take a bite here, this was not good. This was
It didn't look good.
Do not recommend.
It didn't look good.
0 to 10. Kind of nasty. I tried to save
it
by doing this, but yeah, it didn't really help. And by the way, you can see me make that taco bowl in a vlog on my YouTube channel. It'll be up on Wednesday. I forgot to mention I work from home, so this is just a day of me eating from home while I'm being daunted by this laundry. Couple kisses.
How long
to
is
have
this thing
as
video?
a little sweet treat. Then I made like a lasagna pizza bagel because this is my mom's leftover lasagna mixture with meat, zucchini in it, tomato sauce, about 2/3 of a serving of pepperoni, 2 servings of provolone instead of mozzarella. And then I made some like dessert styled peaches, which is just peaches with my favorite seasoning, the buttery cinnamon roll Flavor God seasoning. Highly recommend. Love this stuff. You want to put the seasoning in and wait about 5 minutes before you eat it.
This is long.
Yeah, this was
I didn't even know you could do
because I guess
TikToks for this long.
cheese really isn't the best, but we didn't have any shredded mozzarella, so I just made it work. It was tasty, especially once I got up all the extra oil off my plate.
Girl, that's
and
a mess.
Here's me enjoying the peaches. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Okay. I was not meaning. I did not watch that meeting to judge. I was judging. That was going through my head. I'm stuck on the peaches in the cup. Okay, so ex-fat influencer. T, like that was like. Was she throwing shade? Like, yes, I used to be a fat influencer. Now I'm not anymore. I don't know if that's what that was about, but I thought that was interesting. I guess this would be one of those types of people that the previous lady was talking about, where you promote being fat and excited and all of these different things, and then suddenly you want to lose weight. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Her diet of choice, I mean, if that's what works for her, it might work. I mean, I guess that's why she's recording it. And then she says she's in like a food addiction recovery. That's a good thing. I don't think we should be disappointed in that. I don't think it's fat phobic to say, hey, I had an addiction to food and I'm working on that. I'm doing better. Good for her. Good for her. She did like throw in there, oh, I'm not low carb. It may look like I'm trying to be low carb, but I'm not. I mean, I'm pro low carb. I'm not as low now, but it doesn't really matter. Like, girl, eat whatever works for you. I think I actually have another video from this same TikToker. Let me look. Because I think, no, you know what? I have a video. It's not the same TikToker. It's another one talking about some health issues, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I didn't download it and it's not labeled in my Google Drive, so I'll have to review that one in a different video. But yeah, I had a clip of a TikToker talking about how she was having some health issues, and they were, all the being fat and the not being considerate of her health was catching up to her. That would have been a nice one to follow up. Okay, so let's see what we have next. Let's go with this one.
I hate skinny people, especially this bitch. I'm with my best friend Gome.
Hi guys.
And today we're going to be talking about fat people being friends with skinny people. To preface, we've been best friends for 10 years.
And throughout those 10 years, I've been skinny.
And I've been fat, so we know what we're talking about. So Gome, what is one thing you should never say in general, but especially in front of your fat friend?
I think the first one that comes to mind is when people say, I look so fat and ugly in this photo.
Because friendship between people of different sizes is all about what?
Self-awareness. Friendship is about understanding that you two are different sizes and have very different experiences in the world.
Exactly.
Here's another thing to be self-aware about.
When you go shopping with your plus-size friends at the mall and they're not trying anything on, don't say this.
Why aren't you trying anything on?
Do you not like anything at the store?
That's not very flattering on you.
If your fat friend isn't trying anything on, chances are the store probably doesn't carry their size. And fuck the word flattering. And now, Gome, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
If we went to the club and I wasn't let in because of my size, how are you responding?
In that situation, there'd be no other option than we'd all be leaving. But before, I'd probably cuss out the bouncer. And we'd probably get Taco Bell on the way home and watch movies in bed.
Facts. If your skinny friends choose to stay at the club without you, you're better off without them.
And one thing you should never do
is judge or comment on what someone else eats. Some phrases to avoid are,
are you sure you want to eat that?
I could never eat that. I'm on a diet.
You're really gonna finish that entire thing?
Regardless of the person, you should never comment on what they're consuming. At the end of the day, your friends will come in all shapes and sizes.
So being self-aware of that is key.
The most important thing is loving your friends no matter what size they are. Guys, that was a whole lie. She hates skinny people.
Girl, I hate skinny people. Especially this one right here. I hate skinny people. You know, my best friend growing up was so thin. Like, I was always the fat girl. She was always the skinny girl. I was always the girl that was too fat. She was always the girl that was too skinny. And we were the best of friends all of our lives. Like, even though we're not in contact as much now, I still call her my best friend, my sis. I love her to death. You know what? Is this insensitive of me? I don't have these problems. Like, for example, right? Things skinny people shouldn't say. Whoa. Let's try to look at this from a different perspective. I hate fat people, especially this fat bitch right here. Here are some things that fat people shouldn't say. Oh, I dropped my pen. Does that sound good? That doesn't sound good. And even if this was like satire, parody, I mean, I get it, sure, but for the sake of commentary, it's like, you low-key mean that shit. you low-key mean that shit. So I hate fat people, and these are things that skinny people should not say. And one of the things where a skinny person can't say that they look fat. I'm a fat girl. I have definitely said I look fat. I haven't really known any skinny people to say they look fat, but I'm pretty sure that does happen. I know for a fact that happens. But it's like, why can't they say that? What if they do feel fat? Are they not allowed to feel fat? Are we gatekeeping fatness? I didn't even know you could do that. That's why this is so much fun. Didn't know you could do that. I'm not on board with that, but let's keep going. So there's the whole shopping with your skinny friend and your fat friend thing. Skinny friends aren't supposed to say, why aren't you trying on anything? Again, another experience I've never had. So it's like, where are you finding these people? I'm not even sure if I would be offended. Would I? I don't know. I'm not sure if I would be offended by that. But like, why are you gatekeeping what your friends can and can't say? Like, okay, hold on, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm obtuse and don't understand that people can say insensitive things like, oh, that doesn't look good on you. But why aren't you trying anything on? Maybe that's in a bit of a gray area. I don't know if we need to go that far. And then another thing that she says is like, oh, if your fat friend can't get in because of her size, you all should leave together. That part I agree with. I don't go to the club. Do clubs do that? No. Yes, they definitely don't let people in because of their looks. Do they tell you it's because of your weight though? Because I'm pretty sure they're like, not all clubs are just exclusive to skinny people. Like, come on, like there are clubs that fat people go to. So go to a different club. Like, that's fucked up of that club, but like, fuck them, and all of you go to a club that is accepting of all shapes and sizes, right? Like, why is that on your friend's thingy of responsibility, like realm of responsibility? Like, you better be leaving with me. Of course, if they're a good friend, we're all gonna bounce together. And then the last thing was, and then she was like, and we're going to get Taco Bell after. Pander much? You're gonna pander to the fat friend that just said she hates skinny people? Because like, what if you said, why don't we just go to the gym instead of the club? That sounds mean. That sounds mean. It sounds mean, doesn't it? So it's like, why does the response have to be something that's pandering toward one person? But if it was something that was more relevant to you, it's offensive. Okay, and the last thing was, skinny people are not allowed to say that they're on a diet. I'm gonna leave that one right where it is, and we're gonna get to the next one. That one was a little like nice nasty to me. Maybe they were playing around, but I ain't like that. Let's get to the next one. Okay, now this person I do know. I know her as Tess Holiday. Her name is Tess Holiday. I just found out I'm late. I'm not in these streets like that. I just found out who she was a couple of months ago by watching other reaction channels, okay? So forgive me if I'm not as familiar, but we're gonna see what Tess talking about.
Imagine the uproar it would cause if plus size, thick, curvy girls got out there and loudly and proudly and very wrongly shouted that skinny folks don't deserve to have clothing. Imagine if we had cut all of the access to smaller bodied individuals having clothing, and we took it all and we dressed and adorned ourselves however we wanted at whatever budget we could imagine, and we said, ha ha ha, you guys get nothing. Imagine the uproar. But because it's reversed, and it has been happening to the plus size girlies and the curvy community for so long, and because being fat and being plus size is tied to morality and to health, where does it leave us? The same place it has always left us. Begging for a crumb, and you guys crying and hollering.
Wait a minute. Did she said being plus size customers are tied to morality, into health, and anti-blackness? But she didn't say it. She put it in the caption. Anti-blackness. Now, here's the thing. I was surprised by this because what? I've seen other people react to TikTokers associating fat phobia with being black, or associating fat acceptance and body positivity with being black, like saying that something about fat black women. I forget what the exact quote is, but something about a prejudice toward fat black women. She said anti-blackness, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, do fat people not come in different ethnicities and races? Like, Tess, you're a white woman. Like, you're not so okay, hold on. How does anti-blackness affect you? Now, I'm no SJW necessarily. I'm just saying this is a little weird. Like, why would you put it in a caption but not say it? Because you know more people are going to be listening than they are going to be reading. And if you say it and they hear it, their ears are going to perk up like anti-blackness, test your white. Like, what are you talking about? And are people saying that fat people are not or plus size people are not entitled to clothing? Like, wasn't Tess a whole model at some point? I learned that recently too. She was a model. I thought she was still modeling and she's not. I'm not understanding. Like, you have on clothes right now. Where'd you find your clothes? Who's saying that plus size people aren't entitled to clothes? Now, are there some brands that do most brands cater more to smaller forms? Yes. But I've never been the type of person that, and according to the fat acceptance community, I don't get a say because I will be considered a small fat, not a super fat, deaf fat, big fat, fat, I don't know. But there's a fat spectrum. I think one of the videos I have covers that. But it's like, I've had problems not finding clothes in my size. I just go online. Like, I don't shop at the mall. I hate shopping at the mall. I've always hated shopping at the mall. I mean, I like going to the mall for other things other than clothing. Like, I prefer to buy my clothing online where I know I can find my size. And does it suck? Yes. Do I complain about it? No. Like, I'm just trying to figure out where we get anti-blackness and people saying that plus size people aren't entitled to clothes. Tess, girl, what are you talking about? We're just gonna move on to the next one. Ooh, her pretty.
Hello, this is for fat women and fat women only. So if you are not a fat woman, thank you.
Not
fat women. Who are y'all getting y'all outfit inspiration from? Okay, I'm trying to like work on my personal style this year.
One. I don't think we're gonna watch
the
this
way
one.
I cannot find actual fat fashion influencers, and I don't mean big boned and their body is an hourglass. Where is your fupa? Where is your fupa? I don't mean just a little. Where are you? I need to know where you're getting your jeans and you have a fupa, right? I need to know where you're getting your t-shirts and you have a fupa. I need to know, are you getting your clothes tailored? Like, what is going on? And apart from Samira, I think she is. I love her. She's the one that says, if you look like you can fit it, bitch, you better go and get it. Her. I think her name is Samira. She also sings. She has a beautiful voice. But anyway, that's besides the point. Okay. I don't really consider her a fashion influencer, only because she doesn't do a lot of like style videos and like, oh, this is where I get my basics from. She basically is reviewing plus sizes at clothing stores. So I know that she exists, but I mean like my fat influencers. I went on Pinterest yesterday and Googled plus size fashion. Why do all of them not have stomachs? Like, I'm so confused. And I know that they have like stomachs, but they're not fat. They are not fat. I have even went on Google and typed in fat fashion. And they're still giving me the Fashion Nova models who are big boned, but their stomachs are lipoed. And I love that for them.
Oh,
because
are they?
Lord knows if I ever came into some money, I'm hitting up Dr. Miami immediately. Like, I'm calling Dr. Miami before I even call like a tax professional if I ever run into some good money.
Period poo.
But I'm just trying to redo my style, and I'm trying to find non-BBL fashion too. I've been in my BBL fashion era before. I'm kind of done with that. Where are my cute skirt and turtleneck plus size girlies? Where are my cottagecore plus size girlies? Where are my what is it called? Streetwear plus size girlies? Like, where are my girlies who are my fat girls who are thrifting? My fat girls who can tell me about color theory and what colors to put with what? My fat girls who can link me to where they got their clothes from, so that I know what an actual 2X looks like on somebody who's an actual 2X. I want to know where I find baggy graphic tees. Where are y'all finding the leggings that don't stretch to see that are, see-through when you put them on? Where are y'all finding the bras to go with these strapless dresses that I keep seeing? Like, where are the fat fashion girlies? Please tag them all. Okay, if you are one, I don't care if you only have 200 followers.
Okay,
you don't
okay, all right, that was a lot. I'm I'm a little confused because she gave a bunch of examples of outfits that she's seeing that she's interested in, right? But then asks, where are the people that are wearing them? Am I missing something here? Like, are you seeing these people on the street? Because if I see someone on the street and I see something that I like, I'm the type that will stop and ask. Some people will tell you, some people won't. But I will stop and ask, like, oh my God, I love that blouse. Where'd you get it? If you're seeing them on social media, then they do exist, right? I'm confused. She's so pretty though. Like, and she looked like she know how to dress. Like, I can't even see. Like, somebody that takes care of that much up here knows how to dress. I'm pretty sure I probably could have went through her TikTok and found out, but I'm pretty sure she puts it together real well, real cute. I don't know what her deal is though about the whole, where are the fat fashion girlies? Now, the thing about the lipo was funny because I was wondering why these hourglass 2-3X's be having flat stomachs. Is it lipo? I didn't know. Is that what that is? I thought they were just like naturally hourglassy flat stomach. I'm ignorant, y'all. I don't be knowing stuff. And them Fashion Nova models, they do be having flat stomachs. They do. And I like Fashion Nova. I'm a fast fashion kind of girl. Please don't judge me. But yeah, they do be having flat stomachs. And oh my gosh, y'all, at my highest weight, I was sizing out of all the cute shit on Shein. Yes, I'm a Shein girly, please. Like, stop. But I was sizing out. Like, I needed 3-4X bathing suits. And those are not cute. Those are not cute on Shein. Like, fupas, apron, bellies. I get it. It's hard to find clothes that can fit right. But I think she's being a little dramatic. I think she can find clothes. She's a little reaching. Let's go on. Let's go on. This is another one about clothing. I guess the whole clothing thing is a bit of a big deal. We got a few more of these to get through.
I'll do the number 7. Number 11? 7.
I know that no one wants to hear this, but this is the whole reason why the fatness spectrum matters.
Wait,
because
what?
The majority of the people whose voices are being pushed to the forefront on social media are people who are like an extra large, a 1X, and are not on the larger end of the fatness spectrum. Which means for people like me who can wear a 3X or definitely a 4X in bottoms, we see these plus size influencers and they're constantly promoting clothes that don't even come in our size. And it's frustrating. Like, it's frustrating to see that because you see something that you think is really cute and you're like, oh, they're plus size. Like, all of their hashtags say plus size. And then you go to look at the item and it's like, goes up to an extra large. Not super helpful for the rest of us.
Is that not plus size though? Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to look up what the fat spectrum was. I think that's what she said. Well, what does that look like? Let me Google it. Maybe there's a chart. Fatness spectrum. Let's see. Ooh, found it. I knew kind of roughly, like, there's a death fat, there's a something else fat. Let's see. Fatness spectrum. Small fats. I did know that one. I think, or am I a mid fat? I don't know which one I am, but so it says small fats, mid fats, large fats, super fats, and infinite fats. Clothing, size, weight, and lack of accommodation starts to come along in the large fats and goes into super fats and infinite fats. I guess the bigger you are, I guess it's just saying the bigger you are, the less likely you are to find clothes that fit, which I can see that being a thing. I really can. I mean, the whole thing about fat influencers that you see mostly going up to a 1X, is that not plus size? I thought plus size starts at XL or 1X. Like, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, why are you gatekeeping what is considered plus size? Like, if it's a spectrum, right? But the lower end is still on the spectrum. So, like, I don't really understand what the problem is with someone saying that they're a 1X or 2. Because the girl before said she was a 2X. She's a 2X. So does she not count? Because you can fit into a 3X, 4X? Girl, I've been there. I mean, not in pants, but I've been in like the 1X, 2X dresses, pants. I've been in the 3X, 4X bathing suits. Like, it's hard. It's hard to find cute clothes up there, but that's not influencers' fault, is it? I mean, I don't know. Like, okay, so why not become an influencer then? Like, if you're like, no, these girls aren't doing it right. Let me show you what a 3, 4X looks like. And she said like, oh, they'll be plus size, but when you go to the site to see the outfit that they got, it only goes up to a 1X. So it's like, that's unfortunate. Like, that sucks. Like, I would hate to see something really cute. I mean, I'm saying this like this hasn't happened to me, even if I'm online shopping. I'll see something really cute on a model on Fashion Nova or whatever, and they don't got it in my size. And you know what I do? I move on to the next outfit. Like, I just move on to the next outfit. Like, it can be frustrating. Sometimes I gotta go through 3, 4, 5 outfits before I find what I want, or what's available, which sucks. But like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a part of my weight loss journey. Like, I want to have more options, and as of right now, more options just exist in the smaller sizes. Don't come at me, don't at me. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be a skinny girl. Like, girl, I'm not trying to be a skinny girl. I'm not trying to be obese either, as I am. And if you are comfortable and happy with being obese, then part of the territory is not being able to find every single outfit that you want in your size. I'm sorry. Like, that like, there are girls that are thin, that have no shape at all. No offense, but they're like straight up and down. And sometimes they're too small for clothing. Like, you know, like or even if they can find it in their size, they don't have the proportions to fill it out in a way that they deem likable. You know what I mean? So this can happen on either end of the spectrum. I just feel like, instead of getting so upset about what's not available to you, appreciate the things that are. Is that wrong? I just move on to the next outfit. I don't be crying about why does this only go up to a 1X when I gain 40 pounds in a year, and that's why I don't fit into a 1X. I'm not doing that. I'm just lose weight. But I'm not saying everybody else gotta lose weight. That's my answer to wanting cuter clothes. I gotta fit into the sizes that are available in the cuter clothes. Let's move on, people. Oh my gosh, how many of these did I get about shopping? Like, here's another one. But I think I actually like hers.
So I'm a fat girl, believe it or not. Some of the people on the internet like to tell me that I'm fat. And I'm not fat enough.
What's with the gatekeeping?
So I'm just gonna say it. I'm a fat girl, and I just went to Target. I went to look for a new dress because it's my anniversary today.
Congratulations,
And
girl.
I wanted something new so that I could feel pretty, you know. Anyway, so I went and I tried on a bunch of stuff, and nothing looked right because I have a mom bod. I had twins, and I'm working on it. But
congrats.
you know, even though I've lost, I think it's over 20 pounds now, 11 and a half pounds intentionally.
You didn't hear that.
I'm still not where I want to be. And I tried on clothes. Things fit. They did not look right. So here I am. But guess what? I'm not going to do. Cry in my car about it, because that's weird. That's
Didn't
weird
I just
behavior.
say that?
And I see a lot of girls who are in the same situation as me get on TikTok and cry about how they didn't find something at Target. And I just want to let you know that there is another option. You can just leave.
Exactly.
And just be happy that you could even try things on, that you even had the privilege to do that in the first place, because that is a privilege and it's fun, you know. Even if things don't fit, they don't work out, it's still kind of fun to play dress up for a moment. So I just want to offer that to you. You don't have to leave Target after not finding something and sit in your car and cry on TikTok about it. You can use it as an experience and just say, hey, it's no big deal. So hope this helps someone.
I think that made perfect sense. Like, what can I say? So this is somebody that has had the in-store experience of going in. Okay, hold up. Please cover your ears if you are a Target shopper, because I'm about to diss them. I don't understand buying clothes from Target. Target's clothes are not cute. Like, they have a couple of cute things, but I don't think I've ever bought clothes at Target because I just look at their clothes and I'm just like, what is this for? But I can't say that because I used to shop at Walmart when I was younger. I used to buy clothes at Walmart and I used to think it was so cute. And this was before all the fast fashion. Like, this is when Shein would take like a month to get you your order. Like, this was, and it would be like out of 7 items, like 2 would be worth keeping because the others were like paper thin or horrible quality. Shein has come a long way. So it's not that I'm against like bargain shop. Is Target bargain shopping? Target's a little expensive to me too for like their clothes to like just not be that cute. But anyway, I feel her on that. You know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna cry in my car because I couldn't fit anything in there. I'm gonna just leave and probably go to another store or go shop online. But it was fun while it lasted. That makes more sense to me. Let's get on to another one. Is this her again? Hold on, what's that girl? Oh, this is her again. Let's watch her again. Let's watch her again because she made sense. She made sense.
I'm going to get extremely vulnerable for a moment and tell you a story about my health. I am someone who consumed fat acceptance and fat liberation content for a majority of my 20s. And it convinced me that I should not trust doctors to the point where I did not go see a doctor even when I was extremely ill until I was 26 and pregnant with twins. I felt like I should go to the doctor at that point because I had a high-risk pregnancy, not only because I was having multiples, but also because I have multiple health conditions that cause
I don't know why I keep
someone
saying
to
that,
have
but I think
a
we're gonna
high-risk pregnancy. And so at that time, I started going to the doctor, but I did not trust my doctor, so I was not honest with my doctor. And later in my pregnancy, I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes, which is common for women who are overweight and pregnant with multiples. And I was both of those things. I was set up with a nutritionist and a dietitian by my doctor, and I lied to them. I lied to them about the kinds of food I was eating. I lied to them about how much I was eating. I lied to them about my insulin levels. I lied to them about everything because I didn't want them to know that I was not being healthy, because I was afraid that they would discriminate against me and they would not provide me with the healthcare that I needed. Now, if I had just been honest with them, they probably would have caught the severe preeclampsia that I had developed that was causing my organs to fail. I had to have an emergency C-section at 32 weeks because I was dying due to complications caused by my gestational diabetes, which I was not managing properly because I was lying about the kind of food I was consuming and my insulin levels. I know this now. I know that maybe there couldn't have been anything that I could have done to prevent myself from getting gestational diabetes or severe preeclampsia. However, I do know that I did not do everything necessary to prevent that from happening. And I take full responsibility for that. And I know how I got there. It's because I consumed a lot of fat acceptance influencer content that made me feel like I should be able to eat whatever I want, regardless of what that's doing to my body. I was eating more sugar during my pregnancy than I have ever eaten in any point in my life. I'm not someone that likes sugar usually, but during my pregnancy, I took that as a free pass to eat whatever I wanted. And I'm not saying necessarily that that's a bad thing, and you should be able to indulge whenever you're going through something like that. But I was doing it every single day, and I was lying to my doctor about it because I was afraid that they would discriminate against me, which is insane because had I been honest with them, they would have been able to give me the healthcare that I needed and that I deserved. But because I was too afraid, I was too brainwashed, I lied to them, and it almost killed me. And it almost killed my babies. My kids were delivered very early. They spent almost 2 months in the NICU. Choices that I made. to make those choices by fat acceptance and fat liberation content creators.
Wow.
I have been working very hard to unlearn and deconstruct from a lot of the rhetoric and ideology around fat acceptance and fat liberation recently, and I feel like this story that I'm telling you is extremely important. Fat acceptance rhetoric is incredibly dangerous.
Wow, that was rough. That was heavy. Okay, so she starts out by talking about the content, the fat acceptance content that she consumed in her 20s. Now, I have noticed that through other reactions that I've seen, I've noticed that that tends to be a theme with people that leave fat acceptance. It's like, oh, I was brainwashed. I was young and vulnerable, and I used this content to excuse being unhealthy. And I think that is completely fair. I think that is honest, and it shows accountability, and it shows growth in people. But people that stay within fat acceptance or fat acceptance adjacent, like thin influencers that are pro fat acceptance, they don't like stuff like this. They don't agree with stuff like this. This goes back to the first lady we watched that's like, oh, they just want to say they hated themselves the whole time. I don't know why I did it. But like, what it is that people were not taking care of themselves, or people are not taking care of themselves. And when they, stop drinking the Kool-Aid, they realize, holy shit, I fucked up and my health is just blown to smithereens and I need to do something now. The thing about not trusting the doctor was heartbreaking. I talked about in one of my previous videos that I am very mistrusting of the healthcare system. I am very mistrusting, especially of speaking to, dietitians and medical professionals about diet specifically, because they have screwed us for the past 30 to 40 years. However, I have sort of come onto the other side of that lately, with speaking to a dietitian and taking a little bit of what she said versus a bit of my own research and putting those things together and discarding what I feel like I don't need or doesn't apply to me, okay? So we have to have some level of trust for our medical professionals, and are some of them shitty? Yes. When you have a shitty one, unfortunately, you just have to find another one, but please, please, please don't lie to your doctors. Be honest with them. Fat acceptance will have you thinking that every doctor is gonna shame you. You know what? I don't even consume fat acceptance content, and I thought that when I established care with a new primary care provider. I thought she was gonna judge me for being on tirzepatide, and she didn't. She supported me. She didn't even blink twice. I was like, oh my God, y'all do that? Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, you're gonna trust me as your patient? I guess I can extend that trust back. She didn't say, who told you can get on that? Who prescribed that to you? What made you think that was a good idea? I don't think you should be doing that. I think you should be doing this. Like, she was very, 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 very helpful and supportive. And I think that we might be being a little bit too hard in the 2020s on healthcare professionals. Some of them are trying. Can some of them not take us seriously and say the wrong things? Absolutely. But we should at least try to do our part as being the patient. And it's unfortunate that she almost lost her life and the life of her babies because she felt that it was the best thing for her was to lie and not tell the truth. That's unfortunate. Wonder where she got that from. So I think that's it for that one. That was kind of heavy. We're gonna end it off here with, well, I don't know if this will be funny. I don't know if you'll be grossed out. But I saw it, so now you have to see it. I don't even know if YouTube will let me upload this with this in there because TikTok has different rules. But I figured it was only fair we put a man in here, right? Okay, y'all ready? His name is Piggy James 101. I'm gonna judge. Because once you do this mess, this shenanery here, shenanery, I get that from Allie at Fit Flavor Fun. Once you do this mess here, you know what? I actually just moved that video out the way and I realized there was another one underneath it. It's so short. It's 15 seconds. Let's just look at this real quick. I'm sorry. Let's just look at it.
Because nobody admits anything they've done!
What's pretty wild about this is that men feel like it's okay to do this to women, but have a problem sitting beside someone plus size on a plane.
Why did she make this video of this tiny woman's space being invaded? I hope that was staged. I really do. Because if it wasn't, they were invading her space in such a atrocious way that like they were borderline like just like purposefully rubbing up against her, and that is out of pocket. That is, I would have asked to move. Like they would have had to get the fuck up off me, or I would have had to change my seat. You got me entirely fucked up, and I got a lot of thighs. So like, yes, sometimes legs are gonna touch, especially if you're in the middle seat. But come on, y'all squishing the poor girl. But why did this content creator make this about fat people? Why couldn't she just been like, man, I need you to get it together. That's not appropriate. Don't do that. Don't be rubbing up on people. Like, close your fucking legs when you're in the seat. Close your legs and give the person in the middle seat some space. I don't care if they're thin or big. Why did she have to make it about her? Like, I wanted to throw that one in there. I actually forgot it was amongst the mess. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for Piggy James? Let's do it. What is this shit here? What is this shit? Is this what we're doing on the internet? This is what we're doing. This is not OnlyFans, this is TikTok. And because I'm new to TikTok, I don't know what the rules are and what you can and can't do. Apparently this is allowed because I found it on his page. Is this feeder content? Is that what this is? Is this for the feeders? First of all, I feel attacked because he's having a caramel ice. That's the fat girl in me. I don't know if it was caramel, but he's having a nice coffee from McDonald's. And if you know, you know, I'm on a no sugar thingy and I can't have an iced coffee right now. So it's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Like, but who are you who is this for? Is this body positivity? Is this fat acceptance? It's soft porn, is what it is. I don't like it. There's another one I have. Oh God. All I see is nipples. I'm not gonna play it. It's from him too. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. This was the lighter of the two that I chose. There were two. The next one is like borderline, like, so we're not gonna do that. Hopefully Piggy James wasn't too much for your eyes, and if it was, I'm sorry. Go get you an eye massager and kind of work out the stress of what you just had to go through. Well, that's it. Those are all of the TikToks, the fat talks that I had. This is fun. I like this. I think I'm gonna go back down the fat talky rabbit hole and do this again. Keep an eye out for my weigh-in. Y'all are not gonna believe what the scale has been doing. Oh my God. You're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe it. Oh my God. I wanted to come on here so bad and get into like how my day 4 and 5 meltdown of not having sugar was. Like, I was literally on day 4 on the verge of tears. I was on the verge of tears, okay? But I made it through. I think I might be over the hump, y'all. We'll get into that in my next video with the weigh-in. We'll talk about how I'm doing with no sugar. We'll get into what the scale is doing and all of that. And that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.